Hey, this is McLean with Home Coast Capital. Today we're going to go into the actual factoring or accounts receivable purchasing process. At the core of it, it's a purchase. So we will physically purchase your account receivable or an invoice from you. Just to go into an example, day one we purchase the asset, we advance based on that purchase. Then day 30 we get paid and we remit the balance to you. That is the factoring process in general. Now I'm going to dive a little bit more into the details and tell you how Home Coast differentiates itself from other factors throughout the entire process. So before day one even gets here, ideally you would be on the phone with us, calling us and saying, hey, I'm thinking about doing business with XYZ company. Can you give me a little insight on them? And we'll give you a quick underwrite. In that underwrite, we're going to include what's their credit quality, how long do they usually take to pay, do they pay people in your line of work. So once we give you the pre-qualification, we're going to come back to you and say, hey, these people look great. We'll give you up to a $100,000 line, which can be increased, throughout in the future. So once the line's approved, you generate an invoice to that company. We'll just say for $100,000 throughout the whole. So once that invoice is generated, we will purchase it day one. After everything has been verified, invoice has been approved, we take out credit insurance on the invoice. You will get 80% or thereabouts of the money, so $80,000 day one. Throughout the process, day 1 through day 30, when Home Coast ultimately gets paid the $100,000, we will take our fee, we will remit the balance to you. Throughout that entire process, we're going to be monitoring the account debtor, or the person that owes us both the money. We're going to constantly have a Dun & Bradstreet alert set up. We get alerts daily on all of our account debtors, so we always know they're standing with whether any lawsuits have been filed, any liens been put on any companies, if any of the companies or any of the people that are paying you, if they're in trouble. We are also going to monitor their IRS standing to make sure that no federal tax liens come into play, which could hold both of us up from getting payment. We're going to constantly re-underwrite the files just to make sure that the account debtors are always in good standing. This helps protect you and Home Coast. And on day, we repeat this process individually for every single invoice and every single account debtor that you work with. So just to sum it up, day one or before day one, we will underwrite the file. We will give you pre-approvals. We will go ahead and set your limits. Day one, we'll advance on the invoice. Day 30 or thereabouts, once we get paid, we will refund the balance back to you, and every invoice stands alone, and we can repeat this process as many times a month as you would like.